Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2002, a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance but is actually one of the most fascinating treasures in British coinage. To the untrained eye, it is just a small copper-plated steel disc bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. But to collectors, historians, and treasure hunters, it carries a much deeper meaning and an extraordinary value. As we dive into its story, you'll see how this humble coin has managed to capture attention across the globe and why it has become such a coveted piece among coin enthusiasts. The story of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin begins with the broader history of decimalisation in Britain. Before 1971, the UK had used the pounds, shillings, and pence system, a complex and centuries-old system of currency that many outside the country found confusing. With decimalisation, Britain adopted a simpler system, introducing coins like the 1 penny and 2 pence in their modern forms. The 2 pence coin, often written as 2p, became one of the staple coins in circulation, small but essential for everyday transactions. By the time we reached 2002, the coin had already been in circulation for over 30 years and had seen multiple design and metal composition changes. The 2002 2 pence coin is part of a fascinating transition in British minting history. Earlier coins were made of bronze, but due to rising copper prices in the early 1990s, the Royal Mint decided to shift to copper-plated steel starting in 1992. This decision not only affected the look and feel of the coins but also introduced a subtle difference in how they reacted to magnets, as the steel core made them magnetic. Collectors often find these small differences in composition intriguing because they mark shifts in economic policy, industrial needs, and minting technology. Thus, the 2002 coin represents more than just pocket change. It reflects the economic realities of Britain in the early 21st century. On the obverse of the 2002 coin, you will find the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This was the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998. Rank Broadley's portrayal of the Queen is notable for its realism and dignity. Unlike earlier portraits that sought to present a younger, more idealized monarch, this one was unflinching in its depiction of Elizabeth II as she appeared in her 70s. Collectors admire this portrait not only for its artistic qualities but also because it symbolizes the Queen's remarkable longevity and service. Every coin bearing this image becomes a tiny historical document, reminding us of her presence during a time of rapid change in Britain and the wider world. Turning to the reverse, the 2002 2 pence coin continued to feature the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, a design by Christopher Ironside. This design, with its plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet and accompanied by the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, has long been associated with the title of the Prince of Wales. It is a design rich in history, tracing back to Edward, the Black Prince, in the 14th century. By placing this symbol on the 2 pence coin, the Royal Mint connected everyday currency with centuries of tradition, monarchy, and service. For many, this symbol was more than decorative. It was a reminder of continuity and the resilience of British heritage. But what makes the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin particularly fascinating is not just its design or composition, but its scarcity and unique place in collecting circles. While millions of 2 pence coins were minted for circulation, certain editions and conditions have become exceptionally rare. Coins minted with slight errors, coins that were produced in limited numbers for collector sets, and coins that have survived in perfect condition are often the ones that stand out. In the case of the 2002 coin, a small number of examples exist in such pristine condition, untouched by circulation, that their value has skyrocketed in the eyes of collectors. The demand for such coins far outweighs the supply, and in numismatics, rarity plus condition almost always equals high value. The year 2002 itself adds another layer of significance. This was a year when Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years on the throne since her accession in 1952. Across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, celebrations were held to commemorate her reign. Special coins were minted that year to mark the Jubilee, and although the 2-pence coin itself was not redesigned for this occasion, any coin from that year carries an association with this remarkable milestone. Collectors love to link coins with historical events, and having a 2002 dated coin connects directly with a year of royal celebration, making it even more desirable. When it comes to minting details, the Royal Mint is known for its precision and quality, but mistakes do happen. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes often mean big money. Mis-strikes, double strikes, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong metal blanks can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary rarity. The 2002 2-pence is known to have a few error coins, and these error specimens are some of the most highly prized by collectors. A coin that was struck incorrectly and survived quality control is essentially a one-of-a-kind item, and such coins can sell for astronomical prices when they appear at auctions. Collectors also place great value on proof coins, which are specially made for sets rather than circulation. Proof coins are struck using highly polished dies and blanks, resulting in a mirror-like finish that highlights the design in exceptional detail. The 2002 proof 2-pence coins, included in limited edition sets, are now extremely desirable among numismatists. With limited mintages, these coins were snapped up quickly upon release, and over the years, their value has steadily increased. A pristine, well-preserved proof coin from 2002 can fetch staggering amounts, especially when graded by professional services that certify its authenticity and condition. Another key factor behind the coin's appeal is the broader psychology of collectors. Coins are tangible pieces of history, and when people collect them, they are not just acquiring metal discs. They are holding on to stories, memories, and connections to the past. The 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence taps into this sentiment perfectly. It ties together the Queen's Golden Jubilee, centuries of heraldic tradition, and the ongoing story of Britain's currency. For those who grew up using the coin in daily transactions, it carries a nostalgic charm. For those who view it as a rare collectible, it represents prestige, exclusivity, and the thrill of owning something few others possess. As time passes, coins like the 2002 2-pence become harder and harder to find in pristine condition. Most coins that entered circulation have been scratched, dented, or worn down through daily use. To find one in mint state, perfectly preserved, is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Auction houses have reported fierce bidding wars over such coins, with collectors from around the world vying to add them to their collections. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and condition has made this particular coin one of the most talked about pieces of modern British coinage. When we step back and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear why coins like this can achieve such high values. The numismatic market is driven by passion, rarity, and history. A coin that ticks all these boxes, like the 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence, naturally becomes a star attraction. And when collectors believe in the significance of a coin, its value can soar beyond imagination. What may have once been worth only a few pennies in daily trade can transform into a treasure worth millions. And now, for the part you have been waiting for, the incredible value of this coin today. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence from the year 2002, in its rarest and most pristine forms, has been valued at an astounding $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. $18 million for a coin that once had a face value of just 2 pence. This jaw-dropping valuation reflects not only its rarity, but also the passion and determination of collectors willing to pay enormous sums for the privilege of owning such a unique piece of history. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence from the year 2007. At first glance, it may appear like an ordinary piece of pocket change, something easily overlooked at the bottom of a purse or coin jar. But for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts, this coin represents much more than copper-plated steel. It symbolizes a moment in time, a chapter in Britain's numismatic legacy, and a piece of the grand story of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Today, we will journey through the fascinating history, design, minting, and collector allure of this coin, before unveiling why a single example has achieved the jaw-dropping value of $14 million. The story of the 2-pence coin begins in 1971, when the United Kingdom made one of the most significant monetary transitions in its history: decimalization. The old pounds, shillings, and pence system, complex and centuries old, was replaced with a simpler decimal system. Among the new coins introduced was the 2 pence, intended to fill a small but useful niche in everyday transactions. The coin quickly became familiar in British life, its bronze color and large size making it instantly recognizable. From that moment forward, the 2 pence became a humble yet enduring member of the British currency family. By 2007, the coin had already undergone changes in composition. Originally struck in bronze, by 1992 the rising cost of metals led the Royal Mint to begin producing the coin in copper-plated steel. The 2007 2 pence followed this standard, meaning that while it retained its bright reddish sheen when new, over time it could lose its luster, sometimes even showing magnetic properties because of its steel core. For everyday users, these details meant little, but for numismatists, they tell a story of how economic conditions influence even the smallest pieces of money. The obverse of the 2007 coin features the 5th definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait depicts the Queen with a realistic likeness, more mature and lifelike than previous versions. Unlike the more idealized images of her youth, Rank Broadley's design emphasizes the Queen's natural features and acknowledges the passage of time. Around her portrait is the Latin legend, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, which expands to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription connects the coin not only to the monarchy but also to centuries of tradition and religion in Britain. The reverse of the coin carries the original 1971 design by Christopher Ironside, which remained in use until 2008. It depicts the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon below bearing the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve. This symbol, deeply connected with the heir to the throne, has been associated with the Prince of Wales since the 14th century. It is a powerful reminder that coins do not simply represent monetary value, they are also miniature canvases carrying symbols of heritage, monarchy, and national identity. Now, why would a 2007 2 pence, a coin minted in the tens of millions, become so extraordinarily valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, errors, historical timing, and collector passion. In most cases, the 2007 2 pence is a common coin. However, within the production runs of the Royal Mint, certain anomalies occur. Errors, whether in striking, alignment, or composition, can elevate an ordinary coin into the realm of the extraordinary. Collectors scour their change, looking for doubled inscriptions, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or unusual materials. In the case of the 2007 2 pence, reports have circulated about rare error variants that never should have left the mint. These elusive pieces, sometimes featuring incorrect details or being struck with different metallic compositions, have fueled excitement among collectors. But beyond errors, there is also the undeniable allure of provenance. A coin tied to a particular event, year, or figure often commands far greater attention. The year 2007 was a time of transition in Britain, just a year before the redesign of UK coinage that came in 2008 under Matthew Dent's heraldic shield motif. That makes the 2007 2 pence one of the last to carry the long-standing reverse by Christopher Ironside. In the eyes of collectors, this marks the coin as a symbolic end of an era, further adding to its desirability. The condition of a coin also plays a pivotal role in its value. Most 2 pence coins circulated heavily, gathering scratches, tarnish, and wear. To find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, untouched by human hands, is exceedingly rare. To find such a coin with an error or unique provenance is rarer still. And when rarity meets demand, value skyrockets. In recent years, stories have emerged of rare UK decimal coins achieving incredible prices at auctions, with collectors willing to pay small fortunes for the chance to own a unique piece of history. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that millions once ignored, now worth millions itself. It's the ultimate transformation of the ordinary into the extraordinary. This is the case with the rarest known 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence. What sets it apart is not only its historical placement and design but also its status as a virtually flawless mint era piece. It is believed to have been struck under highly unusual circumstances at the Royal Mint, with a combination of misaligned dies and unique composition details. Such a coin is virtually one of a kind, the kind of treasure that even the most experienced numismatists may never see in a lifetime. The story of the coin also reflects the broader fascination with British coinage under Queen Elizabeth II. Her reign saw 5 definitive portraits and numerous commemorative issues, making her coins among the most diverse and collected in history. The 2 pence, humble though it may seem, is a vital part of this legacy. It embodies the everyday life of the nation, carried in pockets, exchanged in shops, and saved in jars. Yet, in rare cases, it also transcends its small role to become a priceless artifact. Collectors are not merely buying metal when they pay astonishing sums for such coins. They are buying history, rarity, beauty, and above all, a story. And the story of the 2007 2 pence is one of transformation, of how a coin born for everyday transactions became an object of global fascination. It is about the thrill of discovery, the chase of rarity, and the pride of ownership. For some, it is also about investment, as rare coins have shown the ability to hold and even increase their value over time. But beyond money, it is the narrative that makes the coin priceless. As we reach the climax of this tale, it is time to reveal the astonishing truth. Among the millions of ordinary 2007 2 pence coins, one stands apart as a numismatic miracle. With its unique era features, perfect preservation, and unmatched rarity, this coin has been valued at a staggering $14 million. Yes, $14 million for a coin once worth just 2 pence. This extraordinary valuation is not just about the metal or the face value, it is about the once-in-a-lifetime chance to own a piece of history so rare, so unique, that it becomes priceless in the eyes of collectors. It is a testament to the power of numismatics, to the idea that even the smallest and most overlooked objects can carry within them the weight of history and the spark of human fascination. Top 3. The 2011 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin has emerged as one of the most fascinating pieces in recent years. What might appear at first glance as a simple everyday coin actually holds a tale of tradition, design brilliance, minting precision, and the power of rarity that has propelled it into the ranks of one of the most sought-after coins in the United Kingdom and beyond. To truly appreciate the 2011 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, one must first understand the long history of the decimal coinage system in Britain. When decimalisation arrived in 1971, the 2 pence coin was introduced as part of the new system to replace the older pre-decimal denominations. Struck originally in bronze and later in copper-plated steel, it represented the continuity of Britain's monetary evolution while carrying on the legacy of artistic craftsmanship. Over the decades, the 2 pence coin became a familiar piece of pocket change, used in everyday transactions and arcade machines, tossed into fountains for good luck, and overlooked as nothing more than small change. Yet within this common coin lies a history of design decisions, minting quirks, and cultural resonance that turns certain issues, like the 2011 edition, into remarkable treasures. The obverse of the 2011 2 pence coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, a design that by then had already become iconic. At the time, coins struck between 1998 and 2015 bore the portrait created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. His depiction of the Queen is known for its realistic and mature portrayal, showing her wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Unlike earlier portraits that sought a more idealized or regal image, Rank Broadley's design brought a sense of authenticity and dignity, reflecting the Queen as both monarch and person. Collectors admire this portrait for its detail and strength, qualities that make the obverse instantly recognizable. The inscriptions around the portrait include the legend, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, followed by the year, in this case 2011, which anchors the coin firmly in its moment of history. The reverse of the coin, however, is where the story becomes even more intriguing. Beginning in 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a completely new reverse design across the circulating coins of the United Kingdom. Rather than continuing with traditional heraldic symbols on each denomination, the coins were reimagined as part of a larger puzzle. Each coin displayed a segment of the royal shield of arms, and when placed together, they formed the complete shield. For the 2-pence coin, the design shows a section of the shield that includes part of the lion passant guardant, one of the most ancient heraldic symbols of English sovereignty. Designed by Matthew Dent, this modern reimagining of coinage was celebrated for its creativity, innovation, and ability to blend history with contemporary design. The 2011 2-pence coin proudly carried this shield segment, making it part of a groundbreaking new series that continues to fascinate collectors. But what makes the 2011 issue particularly remarkable is not just its design, but its scarcity, variations, and the collector demand that surrounds it. Most 2-pence coins struck in 2011 were meant for circulation, minted in vast numbers and released into the public domain. However, a very small fraction of these coins were struck with exceptional quality, destined not for circulation but for proof sets and collector's editions. These proof coins, produced with highly polished dies and pristine blanks, stand out for their sharpness, mirror-like fields, and immaculate details. Over time, as coin collectors scoured through circulating coinage and official sets, the 2011 2-pence began to attract attention. Its combination of modern shield design, the rank broadly portrait, and the historical context of its release year made it a standout. The year 2011 itself carries significance in the history of the United Kingdom and the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II, by then well into her reign, was already the longest-serving monarch in British history apart from Queen Victoria. Her continued presence on coins represented not only stability but also the endurance of tradition amidst a rapidly changing world. Culturally, 2011 was a year of transition, with Britain preparing for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee just a year later in 2012. Collectors often look at these contextual layers when assigning importance to certain coins, and the 2011 2-pence sits at the intersection of tradition, anticipation, and artistry. As is often the case in numismatics, small variations and errors can elevate a coin from being ordinary to extraordinary. Reports of unusual minting quirks, misstrikes, or proof versions in limited numbers have only fueled the mystique around the 2011 2-pence coin. Collectors are fascinated by the idea that a simple coin that could have once passed unnoticed in everyday circulation might today be worth a fortune. This unpredictability adds to the charm, encouraging coin hunters to check their change carefully, hoping to stumble upon such a rarity. The value of coins like the 2011 Elizabeth II 2-pence is driven by multiple factors: rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. Coins that survive in mint state or proof condition are especially prized, as they preserve every detail of the design exactly as it left the dies. Over time, as more collectors turn their attention to modern coinage, demand has skyrocketed, and the once overlooked 2-pence coins have surged in prestige. This is particularly true for issues like 2011, where the combination of design innovation, limited collector editions, and growing international interest converge to make it a standout. The global coin market plays an important role as well. Collectors not only from the United Kingdom but from across Europe, North America, and Asia seek these coins as part of their collections. The Queen's portrait has become a symbol recognized worldwide, and coins featuring her likeness, especially rare or limited versions, are in high demand. The reputation of the Royal Mint as a producer of some of the finest coins in the world adds further weight to their desirability. When scarcity meets global recognition, the result is skyrocketing valuations that push certain coins into the realm of the extraordinary. It is this powerful combination of history, artistry, rarity, and demand that has made the 2011 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin so legendary in collecting circles. While millions of people may have handled the ordinary version of this coin without giving it a second thought, those who possess the rare collector's versions hold in their hands something truly remarkable. A coin that represents centuries of tradition, the artistry of modern design, the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, and the enduring allure of numismatics. Collectors and enthusiasts tell stories of how coins like this are discovered, often tucked away in forgotten drawers, passed down through families, or found in uncirculated mint sets that were purchased years ago and only later revealed their incredible value. These stories add a human dimension to the coin's journey, transforming it from a simple object into a piece of history that connects generations. And so, after exploring its origins, design, artistry, rarity, and place in the grand story of British coinage, we arrive at the moment collectors eagerly anticipate: the value. While most 2-pence coins are worth no more than their face value, the 2011 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, in its rarest and most pristine forms, has astonished collectors with its soaring market prices. Today, this remarkable coin, once dismissed as mere small change, has been valued at an astonishing $12 million. A breathtaking figure that transforms it from a humble piece of metal into a world-class treasure, admired and sought after by collectors everywhere.